crazy at all.
No?
Money is a great healer.
This is Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Colin Hart of The Sun. Colin, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. You've come here, as usual, for a big press conference. We've got the Beterbiev against Bivol undisputed fight and the Matchroom Queensberry 5v5. First of all, is it strange to you seeing Matchroom and Queensberry work together after all these years?
Astonishing. I mean, it's wonderful for boxing, wonderful for the fighters, wonderful for the fans. Long may it continue.
We've obviously got Deontay Wilder. It seems like he's going to be with Matchroom's side. After everything that was said between Eddie and Wilder's team as well, it seems crazy that they're going to work together.
Not crazy at all.
No?
Money is a great healer.
That is true. In terms of the Beterbiev-Bivol fight, where do these light heavyweights rank in terms of light heavyweights you've seen over the years?
Well, let's put it very simply. For me, Beterbiev and Bivol is the Ali Frazier of the light heavyweight division. Two great fighters, evenly matched. It's a pick and fight. I'm not sure which one of the two I'm going to go for at this moment. It's a great fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. And you know what? It's not many fights these days that I really can't wait to see.
Well, I'm sure one you can't wait to see either is Fury against Usyk coming up in a few weeks' time. How do you think that fight's going to go, Colin?
Well, I haven't really made my mind up 100%, but I can tell you I'm leaning towards Usyk. I believe that Tyson has maybe started to decline. His physical abilities are in decline because people forget he's been at this business 15 years. It's a long time. He's 35 years of age, and those three brutal fights with Wilder may now be catching up with him.
Interesting. I mean, in terms of Usyk, he's cemented himself in this heavyweight division, beating Anthony Joshua. But has he fought anyone as good as Fury?
No, it hasn't. I mean, Joshua is a good heavyweight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not deriding what happened with Joshua. I mean, Joshua was a formidable opponent. He is an extremely clever, shrewd boxer, Mr. Usyk, and he's got all the skill in the world. There's no way, really, Fury should lose to him. I mean, he's so big, strong. He should really have, Usyk in his big, short pocket. But it doesn't always work that way. I mean, it's a question of how good is he on the night.
Frank Warren said he wants a good referee for the fight, and he feels like Usyk has a weakness to the body, and he can sometimes sort of complain to the ref a bit too much. Would you have those concerns if you were Team Fury?
Frank is going back to Dubois and Usyk, and Frank was doing his job, screaming foul, screaming rematch. I've seen it many times, that incident. To me, it was definitely on the low side. And the business about Usyk had 5 minutes to recover, and he only took 4 minutes. He could have lasted another minute, but he didn't. So it was, to me, bordering on low. So he may be weak to the body, and Fury may exploit that. But good or bad referee, if a bro's low, it's low.
And then I spoke to you before Anthony Joshua against Francis Ngannou. We were actually at this press conference, and you had your concerns for Joshua. Were you surprised with his performance?
Not at all. I expected it. I wrote in my column in The Sun that he will do what Fury failed to do, knock this guy out. In fact, I said, Mr. Ngannou is heading for a crash. So maybe I was surprised it happened as early as it did. But he only did what he should have done, what Fury should have done, against a complete boxing novice. I mean, hand it to Joshua, did the job quickly and effectively, but so what? That's what he should have done.
And in terms of how he goes about his next move, they've been talking about a USYK Trilogy. Would you give him any chance in a USYK Trilogy compared to the last two fights?
I think Usyk will win him outright if they fought again.
And just moving on to this weekend, we've got Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia showed some concerning behaviour over the past few weeks. I don't know how much of it you've seen, but he said he was high during a Twitter space. He's mentioned other various things. Do you feel like he's in the right place to beat someone like Devin Haney?
Well, he has had mental problems before. As you know, he was out of the ring for some time. But Haney is a super fighter. He is technically brilliant. And, you know, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with Garcia mentally. He'll go in the fight. But to me, Haney will win on points quite comfortably.
And just closing off, Colin, as usual, I like to hear a story from the past when you covered boxing all those years. Tell us about the last. Let's go with Mike Tyson against Lennox Lewis, because you were, of course, there. I think I read, or I was told, that fight was meant to be in Las Vegas and it didn't end up happening in Las Vegas. Tell us what you remember from that night.
Well, what happened before the fight on stage in New York when Tyson bit Lennox Lewis on the thigh at the press conference. And of course, I mean, having seen him bite Holyfield's ear in that fight in Las Vegas, he didn't stop Tyson taking a lump out of Lewis's thigh. I mean, he was, off the wall. And it wasn't the Mike Tyson. I don't want to take anything away from Lennox Lewis. As you know, I think he knocked him out in the 8th round. But it wasn't the Mike Tyson that I saw win the world heavyweight title against Trevor Berbick. He was shot. He wasn't the same man. So, it didn't surprise me that Lennox knocked him out.
That was about 22 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a 22-year older version of Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. What was your thoughts when you heard that was announced?
I don't really want to talk about it's a farce. It's degrading. It's degrading for Mike. I mean, all right, there's obviously big money involved, but a fighter of Mike's stature to get involved in a circus like that, to me, I find upsetting.
Absolutely. Well, Colin, appreciate your time as usual. Enjoy the press conference today, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.